see Devin going into this fight very confident, very calm, collective, knows what the mission is, has done enough work in the gym, studying Prograis. And I think that he's right about Prograis. I think Prograis has one way of fighting, one-dimensional fighter, I would say. And I think Devin's just too smart for that. And I think Devin's just going to annoy him and hit him all 12 rounds. I don't see Devin getting a finish. If Devin does get the finish, it'll be in the late rounds, like 10, 11, 12. And someone's going to throw in the towel or they're going to go into the corner and Prograis is just done. Hey guys, welcome to the False Line Podcast here with episode 184. This is your host, Alvaro. Today's episode is going to be all about Devin Haney versus Regis Prograis. I hope I said his name right. I was repeating it over and over the other day, so we'll see if I got it right, guys. But that's what today's episode is going to be all about. We have UFC Fight Night on Saturday, but I mean, honestly, guys, I just don't know who's fighting like that. So I don't even want to give some predictions. I will watch, though, of course, learn these fighters and what they're about. What else? I do have some introduction stuff. So yeah, today's episode is about that. So I wanted to kind of clear something up because I do want to speak about this. So last week we had Beneil Dariush against Arman Tsarukyan. And, and this is UFC, MMA, whatever. But anyways, I made a video. It was a topic last week's episode or on last Friday's episode. And I made a prediction. And I was pretty hard on that prediction. I said Beneil Dariush is going to just eat him up alive. And, very one-sided fight. And I was completely wrong. And, the videos were doing poorly when they were posted, you could say, and then after the fight they pick up traction. The comments are having a good time, roasting me, whatever. And I just want to say, it's cool with me, I'm not always going to get it right. I'm not always going to be right. I give my thoughts, my opinions, and my predictions on fights. And for this specific occasion with Tsarukyan, I still don't think he's all that. He, don't get me wrong, he had a clean right punch, or right whatever, a right punch to Beneil to knock him out. But I think once he gets put in a very difficult situation, we'll see, what he's about. But I'm cool with it. And one thing I also noticed, if the haters do make it this far, on those videos, I can see how long, not each person who views it, but I can see how long, what's the average view. And all of them, for those two videos, because there's one on the clip and one on the main, it's a minute, and that's just all the intro. So people see my crazy intro, very one-sided intro, and then leave the comment and leave. So I'm just like, you know what, I'm happy. I could make your day. I could make you smile. I could make you laugh. I can make you make fun of me. I'm cool with it, man. And I'm not always going to get it right. That's fine. And people tell me on the comments, delete this. You still got time, whatever. I don't want to delete it, man. I want people to see, I'm going to make mistakes and I'm not perfect. Another thing is that I think at one point I will be right, with Arman Tsarukyan. I think, I'm going to come back to the video and be like, hey, look, this is what I said on this video about this guy. So that's why I leave it there too, because I know I may be wrong. And for me, I may lose this prediction, but I'm a very competitive guy. And I feel like eventually I will win. And I feel that video or that, prediction will come back around and people will see that I had some idea of what I was talking about. So I just wanted to say that, and also too, if you're someone who wants to do something, you're going to make mistakes, bro. You're going to make plenty of mistakes. And someone like me who makes mistakes all the time and I put my stuff online, and I don't really read the comments, but I read the YouTube ones. Mostly, and those are the ones that I'll be like, oh, dang, they roasting me or they're saying this about me. And I'm like, it's cool, man. It is what it is. I luckily for me, I still have, somewhere where I work and I get to do this. And this is something that I want to do, full time eventually, but that stuff is always just going to be there. So I accept it. I welcome it. And it's, it is what it is. And if you're someone that wants to do something, you shouldn't let anyone outside, whether it's in the comment section, family, friends, whatever, don't let them put you down. Because if I want to, this podcast needs something I want to do, and it's going to happen. whether it happens tomorrow, next week, a month from now, like it's gonna happen years from now. We're going on our third year of the podcast. I like it's crazy, bro. Like, so I'm gonna keep doing this no matter how many times I get it wrong, because I know eventually I will get it right. Don't matter how many comments can hate on me, because eventually, we're gonna make it, and it'll be a lot less things to hate on. So just wanted to, I guess, say that, put that out there, because I am completely okay with making those mistakes and just being put on the spot like that. Like, it's fine. I like showing that vulnerability. Like, it's cool. All right, so let's get talking about this fight. I am going to spend some time talking about Devin Haney. I don't know too much about Prograis, Prograis. But I did watch his highlights videos, and we'll talk a little bit about him. But I kind of want to give a background, of my thoughts of the fighters and kind of what I think about them. So I'll start off with Devin, because I don't have too much to say about Prograis. So I started watching Devin, I believe, right before he fought Kambosos. Why did I throw that on the floor? Sorry, hold on. So I already knew about Devin, but I think the first fight I watched was that Kambosos fight. If not, it was the one before that. But I've been knowing about Devin through Ryan. Ryan's always talking about Devin, So I wasn't a fan of Devin. I was just like, oh, like, this guy's just talking shit, whatever. But once I saw what he did to George Kambosos, I was like, oh shit, like, this is crazy. And I'll get to that to a second. So I kind of want to get a timeline here of how things kind of happened and how Devin got to where he's at. So Teofimo Lopez, I'll start with Teofimo. Teofimo Lopez fought Lomachenko for the undisputed titles at 135, if I'm not mistaken. But I know they fought for the undisputed belts at somewhere at the 130s, right? So I won. Lomachenko was the champion. Teofimo was the challenger. Teofimo went in there and got the job done against Lomachenko. It was this big deal. Teofimo became this big star. X, Y, and Z. Teofimo this. Teofimo kind of blew up. So, and this is where I think things started going south for Teofimo once he became champion. Because it seems like ever since he became champion and then not champion, I mean, we haven't heard shit from Teofimo. But he beats Lomachenko. It looks nice, looks great, and it's impressive to beat somebody like Lomachenko. So he goes and does that. Then Teofimo goes and fights George Kambosos. So, in my opinion, walking into that fight, Teofimo was a heavy favorite. Had to be a heavy favorite. Walked in there, thought George was, Kambosos was, whatever. I'm going to beat this guy, run him over. No big deal. And George Kambosos came in there and took it away from Teofimo. And I think Teofimo underestimated Kambosos. I think he got too cocky, too big-headed, too much fame. You can call it what you want, right? And I think Teofimo is the best one out of all of these guys. But, I mean, if he don't get his mind right, he will never kind of get back on top where he was, I think. So he loses to Kambosos in a crazy fight. George Kambosos drops him in the first round with the crazy right hand and just stuns Teofimo. And I think once that happened, Teofimo was screwed. I watched that fight at least 3 times. So, yeah, it was crazy, right? So that happens, and then we all see the video because, Devin Haney's chirping, like, I'm fighting the winner of this fight. George Kambosos wins, and Devin Haney celebrates like a little girl, like a fucking cheerleader. Like, no joke. He's just jumping up and down, super excited that Kambosos, is what is it called? That he won, and all this shit. And if I'm not mistaken, there was like some drama of some leak of footage or details between Devin and George, and like there's some triangle shit going on. Of some leaked messages, and so and so's hurt, and I don't know if there was footage involved, but there was like some drama there. But anyways, then Devin ends up fighting George Kambosos. He has to go to Australia, and fight George Kambosos. They offer him, and he makes this pretty public, and I would like to think that this is true. So, for Devin says that they offered him, 25% of, whatever, whether the purse, whatever it's called. And, there's a rematch clause. So you could be fighting Kambosos twice. So he goes to Australia, 25% for the purse that Devin's going to make. And then, then you got to fight Kambosos. So he goes to Australia and puts on an elite performance. It was barely in any danger the whole fight. He just looks so fucking clean, and this is where I'm gonna start talking good about Devin Haney. Like Devin Haney, he's so fucking clean on the feet. He's so clean moving around. He's so clean in the clinch. He's just so clean everywhere when it comes to fighting. It's so hard for someone to get close to him and do damage. And one of the guys that was able to do that was Lomachenko. So let's kind of, not to get too excited. So he goes in there, beats Kambosos, easy peasy lemon squeezy, like literally. And then he goes and fights George Kambosos again in Australia because it was in the contract. I'm pretty sure it wasn't 25% this time. I'm sure he made a little bit more money. And now he's undisputed. So he won the titles, defending his titles. So he becomes champion, defends his titles against George Kambosos. And, Devin Haney just beat George Kambosos. George Kambosos just beat Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez just beat Lomachenko. So Devin Haney, I don't know how it happened, but he goes back to the circle where it all started and goes and fights Lomachenko. Like let's touch on that because people don't give Devin Haney enough credit for that. Teofimo Lopez won the belt in the close fight with Lomachenko. Did not run it back with Lomachenko. Did not want no more of those problems. Right? Then Teofimo goes fights Kambosos. Kambosos gets the belts in a tight decision. Nothing to do with Teofimo no more. Devin has to fight Kambosos. Kambosos makes it a rematch clause in the contract, 25%. Devin Haney takes the fucking fight because he's confident that he's going to beat George Kambosos. So he takes 25% and goes fights him in Australia and does the rematch. No fucking problem. Like, bro, and this is what I like about Devin Haney. I know a lot of people hate on him, but he will make it pretty fucking clear that he's going to be the best and why he's going to be the best. Like I said, just with whatever I name, whatever, he goes fights Lomachenko, the guy who was undisputed at one point. So that fight, a very controversial fight for a lot of people. I could have scored the fight Devin or for Lomachenko. I would say Devin landed the cleaner shots. I think Devin was controlling more of the fight. I think Lomachenko was looking for a brawl. And Devin was, fighting. He was trying to box. I mean, a lot of people, like us as fans, we love to see brawls. But, we're never going to see, like, Canelo and Mayweather. They're not going to brawl. Mayweather versus Pacquiao, they never brawled. Who I'm trying to think, Islam and let's say Volkanovski, they didn't brawl. It was a very technical fight for 5 rounds. Like when it comes to those elite fights, they're not gonna fucking brawl. Like that shit just don't happen. Now we will see elite performances where a guy's not getting hit and just piecing up this other guy. And I think, Devin Haney, did just that. A lot of people give him shit for running, but, he may be running, but he landed some really clean shots on Lomachenko. And like I said, I agree. It was a very close fight, but that already happened. Devin Haney, still undisputed, defending his titles already twice. And probably, after that, like you could go fight Teofimo. Teofimo moved up. So I understand. I guess I don't really know why Devin Haney moved up, and so be it. He moves up to 140. He vacates the titles at 135, so they're all up for grabs. Cool. So now this is where we at now, right? He's fighting. What's his name? I'm sorry, Regis Prograis. For I don't know what title, but and he's fighting a guy who you could say people speak highly about Prograis. They do. They think that he's dangerous. He think they got his power. This and that. I would second guy maybe under Josh Taylor, and then Regis Prograis, whatever, right? Not an easy fight for Devin Haney, and a lot of people seem to think that this is the fight that Devin Haney's going to get exposed, and whatever. And last thing I will say about Devin, I don't understand. Besides the fact that Devin Haney's just a little, he's confident and he's very outspoken about that, and I know a lot of people don't like that shit. But if I see a confident guy talking his shit, doing that and doing this, and he fucking shows that in the ring, all you can do is respect that. Honestly, the only fight that we've seen Devin Haney really get touched up, beat up on a little bit was the Lomachenko fight. As far as I know, maybe you guys know more than I do. So, and this fight, I don't think it's gonna be any different. I just don't. And to talk about Prograis a little bit, he's a little bit older. I think he's 34. Devin Haney's 24, which is crazy to think about that he's so young. Been at 140 for I don't know how long. He says he started boxing, I think, at 17. So, you can say a little bit of a veteran in the game. Devin Haney's also a young guy coming in, but I think he's very experienced for his age in being in those environments, big, crazy pay-per-view environments. And I think Prograis like that pay-per-view attention, that the microscope lens, someone just dialed in you, constantly following you, constantly watching you train, more interviews, more footage, whatever it may be. There's just a lot more going on outside the ring, and not a lot of people or guys can handle that. And I think that's going to be one thing that's really going to affect Prograis. And the only reason why I'm saying that is just because how he is speaking right now, like the whole build up, all of this stuff, like it just seems like he's trying to show that he's this type of fighter or this type of person. It seems like he's trying way too hard to kind of like be hard. It seems like, and I don't say that in a negative way at all, because I think watching, I don't know what I watched, but it kind of just like a documentary thing for both guys, and kind of cameras following them around. It was very touching from both guys, like both of their stories, where they come from, and how they started boxing, and for Prograis, his family, and Devin, like his legacy and the relationship he has with that. Like, it's all fucking cool and inspirational. So, and I'm a fan of both guys. I like both guys. Like, there's nothing where I'm just like, oh my God, I don't like this guy, like fucking Arman Sarukian, and I feel like I see Prograis, and I'm just like, dude, just stop trying so hard. Like, the fight's already going to sell itself. Stop trying so hard. Stop trying to be, I don't know, like it seems like he's trying to prove something to somebody, right? And I don't know, man. It just seems like he's trying to be, and him and I think his trainer, they keep coming at, Devin and Devin's dad, and they keep calling him homeschool, and that he don't know nothing about this life, and this and that Devin can't be talking like that, and just all this shit, bro. And I'm like, bro, Devin can say whatever the fuck he want, because when he gets in that ring, like, he's a killer. There's just no question. And he's shown that. And I'm not trying to like gobble or anything on Devin, but bro, like, if you've seen Devin fight, he fights so clean, bro, so clean. Like, I'm telling you guys. So before we get into the thoughts about the fights and all that, so let me just make sure. All right. So I mean, when this fight got announced, I was really happy for Devin and for Prograis to kind of get that attention. Um, yeah. So really happy to kind of get that attention. And for Devin after that controversial fight against Lomachenko, a fight for him to kind of like shut everybody up, for Prograis to kind of get that really big name attention, you could say, and has a chance in front of a lot of eyes to kind of shock the world, you could say, because I think Devin is the favorite coming into this fight. So really happy. I was really happy to see all the build up. The what you want to call it. You can call it damn, I don't know what all access you can call it. Just like, documentary kind to build up the fight, whatever. I was just happy to see that. Very inspirational, very touching, very cool from both sides, right? And I just don't understand the beef though from Devin's dad, from a trainer. I don't understand why they keep going back and forth, So yeah. What else? What else before we get on the fight? And one thing too, guys, Devin, and I know I keep talking about Devin, all these good things about Devin Haney. So, I mean, there's no doubt who I got for this fight and who I like as a fighter. But Devin and his team, I don't see why they would lie about this. I really don't. But I think they did offer Shakur the fight, and they offered him 25% purse. I really do think that. And I just find it hard to believe that shit didn't happen. And I want to know like the people's thoughts on that. Do you guys think that fight did the fight really happen, or did Devin really duck Shakur? Which I don't think so, man. There's no reason to duck Shakur. Like, there's just no reason. And I only say that because Devin went on and did what he did, and he's doing what he's doing. So yeah. All right. So let's talk about the fight itself, right? Clearly, I'm a big Devin fan. I think Devin's going to win this fight. And we all know Devin doesn't have knockout power. He don't knock people out clean. He reminds me when he comes to, finishing or fucking up a fighter, I don't even know who he reminds me of, but he's just he will just constantly hit you throughout the whole fight. He will find ways to hit you. And he would just land really clean punches. His speed is a little bit underrated because the guy got fast hands as well. And it's weird that people don't appreciate Devin Haney, because I'm like, bro, he's the best one right now out of everybody. And when I say everybody, I mean like the Tefimos, Cambosas, Tank Davis, Shakur, Lomachenko, Ryan Garcia, Rolly Romero, all those guys, that group, you could say, I think Devin's the best. And I do think that he's better than Gervonta Tank Davis. And I think that fight, I would love to see that happen. I don't think we'll ever see it, though, in both of their primes. But Devin's, and I know I sound like I'm just riding Devin's dick here, but, bro, Devin is just that good. That good. And this could go bad. Devin could get knocked out on Saturday, and then this video would just be another embarrassment of me again. But I don't think that's going to happen. I see Devin going into this fight very confident, very calm, collective, knows what the mission is, has done enough work in the gym, studying Prograis. And I think that he's right about Prograis. I think Prograis has one way of fighting, one-dimensional fighter, I would say. And I mean, it's that left hand. He always looks like he's loading up that left hand, ready to let it go. And I think Devin's just too smart for that. And I think Devin's just going to annoy him and hit him all 12 rounds. I don't see Devin getting a finish. If Devin does get the finish, it'll be in the late rounds, like 10, 11, 12. If Devin and someone's going to throw in the towel, or they're going to go into the corner, and Prograis is just done. Devin also has a chin on him. He's ate some really good shots from Lomachenko. So I mean, we clearly seen that he has a chin on him. But yeah, I mean, it's real simple. I think for for Devin. Very not straightforward fight, but you know, if Devin wouldn't risk so much so early, you know, especially when he's moving up. You know, you move up and you kind of do a tune-up fight, and then you fight for a title, for undisputed, whatever. So, I mean, yeah, I think that's why he's fighting Prograis. I think he's very confident that he could beat him. And I think so too. I think it's going to be a very one-sided fight, just like we saw Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. I see that fight being just that. That's how this fight's going to go. I don't think it's going to be any different. And Devin Haney is just going to dominate the whole fight till either it gets stopped or they decide to stop it or just at the end of the 12th round. Like, you know, and that's just what we're going to see. And people are going to make fun of Devin Haney for not getting the finish and that he couldn't finish this guy and blah, blah, blah. Like that's what all the backlash is going to be. But guys, again, Devin Haney is not a knockout pop. He don't got knockout power. I'm sure he has it, but he ain't looking for a knockout. He's just looking to beat you up every round. Now, for Prograis, and I know I haven't said much about him, but unfortunately, Devin, to me, is just that good where I just think he doesn't stand a chance. I think that he'll have a few moments, you know, and I think he'll just kind of go wild, you know, at desperate times to land, see what he can land. But I think that's when he'll get caught a few times and he won't even want to just get wild and just throw hands. So it's going to be a very long night for Prograis, and it's just going to be a very tough fight, you know, and hopefully we see him have some success in the fight, but I just don't see it. You know, I really don't. And I mean, this is just a good fight for Devin to establish himself at 140. We know Teofimo's at 140. I believe, I don't know if Josh Taylor's still there or not, to be honest with you, but he's there. Rolly Romero has a title at 140. Ryan Garcia, well, he fought at catchweight at 143, but you know, that fight's there at 140. I saw Devin Haney today talking about that he don't really care about going undisputed. He cares about making big money fights, you know, and I just named two of them, you know, Teofimo Lopez, Ryan Garcia. Those are two big money fights you can make at 140. I mean, you can even fight Tank at 140, you know, if Tank wants to move up. So, but yeah, guys, I see. Oh, what? We don't have, wait. Oh, yeah, we do got time. All right. Let me wrap this up, guys. Let me know your thoughts about the fight. Let me know how you guys think this fight's going to go. I want to see the predictions in the comments. Tell me if I'm wrong or right, or what you agree with me and what you don't. I'll see you guys on the next one. I hope you guys had a great week and got paid. Peace.